Hello and welcome. Welcome. Let's take a clearing breath and bring ourselves here, seated. However you may be, I welcome you here. Working with the sound element and the ether area of the body as we journey through this area together and offer ourselves healing and offer ourselves compassion and offer ourselves grace. And all those things allow us to find the bliss in our everyday, in our every second of every minute of every hour of every day. It is here. It is here with us. And that's what we explore. That's the goal. You know, if we're going to spend any time here on this beautiful earth, this pain plane, as some people call it, then let's do it in bliss. And in order to do that, we need to take journey within this. So welcome. My name's Deborah O'Neill. I am the CEO and founder of blissbee.me, Integrative Holistic Health. I love to work with advanced integrative energy healing. I'm a practitioner from the College of Langara here in Vancouver, BC. I am also a certified facilitator of Rob Williams' work, which is Psych K, which works with the kinesiology. Kinesiology is simply a method of muscle testing to see what our beliefs are that causes stress upon our system. So you can imagine if you say, I love myself, and you choose, your body produces a stress response to that, then it's something that we definitely need to correct. Or in the case of myself, when I was doing this work, when I was first working with the experience of ovarian cancer, obviously I went right into my own modalities with practitioner friends of mine, and we went to work. We went to big work, did some equine healing with some horses, but most importantly, I did my limiting beliefs. I worked with my Psych K, I worked for myself, but I also brought in a dear friend of mine, Sandra, to work with me. And she says, what about if we just test that I want to live? And I'm like, of course I want to live. I'm a mother of two beautiful children, and I love my life. Like, of course I want to live. Guess what? I tested weak. My body was testing weak to I want to live. So that's where I really found the deepest and profound respect for that work, was because here I am, working with this work, and my body was stressed to I want to live. But perhaps my body was just tired. It was working with a 14 centimeter mass that I wasn't even aware of. So maybe my body was tired. Maybe my body didn't want to live. Or maybe deep down inside, I was really tired. Maybe deep down inside, I wasn't loving myself as much as I should. But it all comes back to what we were talking about yesterday. And yesterday was about the resonance and how we don't necessarily hear or are aware of the resonance. And it's quite possible we will never possibly know all the resonance that's amongst us. So that's where the Psych K really came in handy. And of course, I love to work with sound healing. I love the drum. I've got beautiful koshi chimes from Peru that are said to be all the elements of earth, air, ether, and fire, which I'll introduce. I'll introduce that sound during this time together. I also love to work with the Healing Oil Collective, a beautiful teacher out of Seattle, Washington. I've been studying with her for 3.5 years, and we embody an essential oil every single month through meditation and learning the inner nature and communing with this oil. The one that I'm working with now is Helichrysum, and it is it's said to be the top oil for working with trauma and previous memories. So it's working with the resonance because it's offering me and you, if you choose to use oils, a resonance. That smell is a resonance. The vibration of that oil is a resonance. So you can imagine this such an exploratory area that we can choose to really be curious And with that, I think that becomes another strength. It becomes another strength that we can lean into, because it heightens our awareness. When we heighten our awareness, we're heightening our consciousness. When we're heightening our consciousness, we're heightening our vibration. If we're working in the evolution, we can also heighten our consciousness in pain. We can also heighten our consciousness in negativity. But that changes a different vibration. That changes it into a lower, perhaps, vibration. Choosing our words is as simple as that, changing our vibration. So I wanted to introduce the stone today, because stones also have vibrations. And although I haven't done a lot of study I haven't taken any formal study in crystals and stones, I certainly have my own way of studying with the crystals and my stones. So my stones, I think I take some ownership on that. I don't. I love you, stone. You have your own ownership. But this is chrysocolla. It's meant to be good for the throat. So it's a stone of empowerment. And you see, by living in these two regions especially, and as we move up, this is all about empowerment, because you're working with the unseen and you're finding your truth within the unseen, and that creates your inner knowingness. Now that is where the empowerment comes in, right? Somebody might say, well, I don't believe in any stones. I don't believe a stone carries this. I don't believe an oil does that. I don't believe in the unseen world. Just say, you're free to believe in whatever you want to believe. I won't alter your world if you don't alter mine. And if you think you can alter my mind, then bye-bye. I wish you well and send you off with love. That's my expression. That's not necessarily your expression. So chrysocolla, the stone of empowerment, helps one feel more secure when communicating with others. Yay! I'll buy into that. And this stone should be carried with you when you want to communicate an important message to an audience. Here I am. Yes. So take what you want from all this that I share, and whatever resonates for you, keep. Try it on, like a piece of clothing or a hat. And if it doesn't, and you explore it and it doesn't feel right for you at this time, then let it go. Let it go. That's why we're here. We're here to learn. Live bliss, teach bliss, be bliss is about educating. Live bliss is about the education. So every day when you read something that interests you, if this is curious to you, I invite you to look at some of the books that I've been introducing to you. And if it is, and you read it and you want more, then you get into teaching bliss, where you're embodying it yourself. You're teaching it to yourself. It's no different than reparenting ourselves. We're reteaching, we're relearning, we're remembering. Where it's all in here. We're just stepping back into it and becoming more accustomed to it. It might feel like an old friend when you pick up the book or when you put on the earbuds. And it maybe seemed very, very foreign. When I first read Eckhart Tolle, I thought he was an alien. I'm like, I don't understand one thing about what this book is. When I first started reading, it was in 2007. And I'm so grateful that I had a flight boarding pass tucked into my book, because that's what I took on the flight that day. And it's from 2007. Now I read it, and now it sits with me like an old friend. Yeah. So much to explore, so much to learn. So that's why I call myself a lifelong learner, because there is so much I want to know. And the interesting thing with this stone, so much more I want to know. The hydrous copper silicate is what's this comprised of. And when I was on my extensive yoga sadhana yesterday for 6 hours, I was speaking with my mentor, one of my teachers and mentors, Pandit Dabral, and somebody was asking him with regards to, is it true we should be drinking our water in copper containers? Because I've loved to read about the work of Ayurvedic lifestyle. I practice parts of it that I'll introduce to you sometime this week, because it's part of it is the purification. So it offers a lot of purification methods that I thought I would share with you, that a couple that I've used for years and years and years. But so but it's interesting that this has that copper in it. So some people would put maybe the stones in their water, but that you need some research with, because not all stones should be put into water. Because they dissolve too much and you can ingest them. But there's properties and minerals in them that that are healthy to the body. That's why in Ayurvedic or the Vedic lifestyle, so to speak, teachings is to drink the water at room temperature in a copper mug. So there you go. Let's take this time to feel our feet on the floor and start to engage our senses. I've done a lot of talking rather quickly. I apologize for that. And I'll slow down. Let's go slowing down. So imagine your feet on having the tree roots or your etheric feet. We're in the etheric realm, and the etheric is that unseen realm. So just like we create that hara line, or we bring the line down divine, that's exactly what we're doing when we're creating that etheric line from our feet down into the earth, down into the crystalline core of the earth. So it's all connected. Just so you don't think there are a bunch of different lines. They're the same line. It's the same imagination. It's the same theory, just using them in a different context, different wording. So allow those etheric feet or those tree roots to go down, down, down through the earth's crust. You can kind of feel the piercing of when it goes into the earth's crust, and then into the cool textural slate and rock. And allow yourself to feel those textures. You need to focus on it and concentrate on it. Just see what shows up in a given day. Give permission to receive. Put yourself in the receiving mode of your higher sense perception. Higher sense perception. HSP. And allow that to drop into the earth. As fast as you want, as slow as you want. If you're feeling real sensory one day and you're going, wow, I've never felt this before, you might want to just embrace that and float with it as you go into the molten and feel the warmth of the molten right down to the crystalline core, and wrap the roots or the etheric feet. Give that imagination that you're anchoring into this for the day, for now, for here, or always. And allow that Mother Earth red energy that carries that frequency, that vibration up, 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 up to the two bottoms of your feet, and allow it to fill both equally. Sometimes you might notice as your higher sense perception, as you'll notice that one might not fill as quickly as the other. And allow it to come up into the hips and into the lower torso. And if you haven't already, engaged that deep diaphragmatic breath. Let's take a deep breath, and with sound, make a clearing breath. A nice big inhale. And allow ourselves to access and activate that sound element within our body as we breathe up into the second and third chakra, the emotional and the will, the self-confidence, the fire, the transmutation, and bring it into the chest, the love, the self-love, and allow that each exhalation releases and lets go of whatever it is that does not serve you in your body. Fear, grief, shame, guilt, all that worry from the world. Allow it to just melt off your shoulders as the Mother Earth energy travels down your arms and into your hands, and see if you can feel that beautiful bathing of her energy. Bring it into the neck. Let's really offer some healing and some clearing here. As we work with these areas, natural things are going to come forward if you're ready to receive. And I want us to be in a position that we're ready to work with this stuff, and only from the highest point of your best being, from a witness standpoint. Remember not to go into the hamster wheel. Just work the edges. Just work the edges. Remember, feel the edges. Feel the edges. If you've got a sore throat, then it's time to just maybe quiet for a while. Quiet. If your voice is overly high-pitched, Think of how old you would have been when your voice was that high-pitched. And maybe it's time to put your hand on the lower abdomen area of your heart and just check in with your inner child. See how he, she, they, or there are doing. Now center, while we're here, let's center the body and find that place, that still point. And let's continue to bring that red Mother Earth energy up the head and out the Sahasrara and allow it to cascade 360 down our body, down your body. And invite yourself to make sounds. Invite yourself to make whatever you feel the body needs. Does it feel to have? How does it feel to express that clearing breath? That, again, stomp your feet. Make noise on the ground. Yeah. Permission. Give yourself permission. You only need your approval. That was one of our cards, offerings one day. Come back to that centering and make sure the deep diaphragmatic breath is still engaged, allowing the lower abdomen to expand on the inhalation and to naturally fall back on the exhalation. And now bring the imagination to the Hara line as we get prepared to align ourselves for the day. Allowing that Hara line to go to the central core of the earth, up through the perineum between our two sit bones, in through the Sushumna, which is our spine, which houses the great parts of our nervous system. As we continue to access that parasympathetic nervous system, bringing that alignment up through the crown, in past our solar system, past the galaxy, into the universal and cosmos, and allow, as we connect with divine, permission to connect with divine source, creator, higher self energy, supraconsciousness, God, Father Sky. And imagine and allow this golden white light energy to come in through the top of the head. And feel it illuminate this effervescent light, golden white light. Do you sense that it gets brighter in your head? Do you sense it as it washes over the back of your cranium? Do you sense it coming down over the tops of your ears and down through your throat, inside the head, filling every space, allowing like a little broom to come through and just sweep away the cobwebs, sweep away the static, and allow this bathing of this golden white light to come into your beautiful organism, into the neck. Allow it to touch each tendril, every silica hair, every single space within the body, over the shoulders, and the joints, those shoulder joints. Bathe them in this golden white light as it cascades down the arms into our hands, so that everything that we touch with love, grace, and compassion. Or whatever you want to say, whatever we want to serve up love. As we allow to give love, we too allow to receive love in the way that works for us, as we are loved unconditionally, as we bathe it into the heart, down into the upper regions of the abdomen, the passion, the fire. Fuel that fire, stoke that fire with this golden white light into the emotional area. Allow that watery zone to wash with this golden white light, and into the lower regions, our first chakra, our root chakra, so deeply vulnerable, our safety container. Bathe that area and down our legs. Sometimes we need to take it that extra step, that extra sensory, and sometimes we can just allow it up. It's like a vacuum, bringing it up. It's like a vacuum, breathing it down. And allow it to mix into the heart region, these two energies, the golden white light and the red energy of Mother Earth. And for the next 2 minutes, let's go into our outro, our mantra, Soham. as we sit together in stillness and sense into the sound of the mantra, the inner sound. And then sense into whether you feel the vibration of all these beautiful people that are here with us today or watching a replay. It's no different. We're all beautiful humans working in together in this world. And as a group, I believe we are stronger. We get the synergy of the group. We get the synergy of the collective. And that's the beauty in being able to tap into that consciousness, that frequency. I likened it to dialing a cell phone. There's no difference. When we do it and we ask and we give permission, that means we give permission for somebody to answer. We give permission to receive. Or we can look at it like the magnet. You know, how we want to, what we want to tap into, what we want to be more of, what we want to experience of. More of this, please. Let's engage our deep diaphragmatic breath in case we've lost it along the way. I'll hold our chrysocolla while we're in our meditation today and our offering cards. And the aim is to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. One smooth, silky breath. Breathing in a little deeper and exhaling a little longer. I also invite you at this time sitting here, I have this notion that you're going to be able to feel and experience and sense your field around you. This etheric field. We did do some work with the hands and feeling the energy of the hands, but see if you can sense it around you. As we sit in your field, I sit in my field, and together they communicate. And as we work with this word, so and hum, you may be able to experience in a distance that you hear it. Or it is simply just your breath that you're observing on the so and the hum. I thank you so much for sitting with me today. I invite you to share and share this message there's any message that should be going viral, I believe it's this one. 2 cards came out. I thought I picked one, but we have 2. Open your mind to new ideas. Be curious. Step into this work. If I could put a guarantee on anything, I'd put a guarantee on this. I'd put a guarantee on this work. How it'll change your life. And our second one, remember, this is your life. You are the boss. A couple of empowering offerings today. I invite you to step into this, into today, and show up for yourself today with 200%. 200% just for you today. And with that, I offer you my love. I love you, and make it a great day.